मेरे पास आपके लिए बोलने के लिए मेरे पास कुछ नहीं। मेरे पास आपके लिए कुछ मसाला नहीं है।
क्या आप अब इस्तीफा देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा?
इस्तीफा नहीं देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा? क्यों दे इस्तीफा?
इस्तीफा नहीं देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा? इस्तीफा किस बात की मांग रही हैं?
छह आपके खिलाफ आप इस तरह से कैसे बात कर सकते हैं? 6 आपके खिलाफ केसेस दायर हो चुके, क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप? प्रोटीन पाउडर जब दे रहे थे तब भी आपने प्रोटीन सप्लीमेंट देने के लिए किया गया। Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who just misbehaved with the media persons.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There's an ingrained conviction in the minds of high and mighty that the terms and conditions pertaining to scrutiny, laws and the constitution only applies to the Aam Aadmi. I'm not talking about everyone, but some feel that the solid standing pillars of democracy cannot touch them. But when men with nerves of steel take up the cudgels to pose the uncomfortable questions, especially to those on the wrong side of law, the arrogance is what you get to see.
आपके खिलाफ अब चार्जशीट दायर हो गई। चार्जशीट में कई सारी चीजें सामने आ रही हैं। 354 AD सब कुछ
मेरे खिलाफ मेरे पास आपके लिए बोलने के लिए मेरे पास कुछ नहीं।
क्या आप अब इस्तीफा देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा?
इस्तीफा नहीं देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा? इस्तीफा किस बात की मांग रही हैं आप?
6 आपके खिलाफ आप इस तरह से कैसे बात कर सकते हैं? 6 आपके खिलाफ केसेस दायर हो चुके, क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप? 6 केसेस दायर हो चुके जिसमें सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट और ये भी कहा गया है कि लगातार सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट किया गया आपने उनको। प्रोटीन पाउडर जब दे रहे थे तब भी आपने प्रोटीन सप्लीमेंट देने के इसमें किया गया। हमारे माइक। So this was Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who just misbehaved with the media persons.
You saw the arrogance dripping over there from Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh's sequence. The fight with law for him is only going to get tough for this member of parliament because he's been charge-sheeted by the Delhi police. Delhi cops have asserted that Bhushan is liable to be prosecuted and punished for sexual harassment, molestation and stalking of wrestlers. Some of them are medal winners who've brought laurels for the country. Some of the offences that Brij Bhushan has been charged with carry a prison term of up to 5 years, but there's no remorse on his face. Instead, he roughs up Times Now's reporter, intimidates them, sending a message, "Chup ho jao." What he doesn't know is that we here at Times Now will not back down. Take a look at the sequence once again.
आपके खिलाफ अब चार्जशीट दायर हो गई। चार्जशीट में कई सारी चीजें सामने आ रही हैं। 354 AD सब कुछ
मेरे खिलाफ मेरे पास आपके लिए बोलने के लिए मेरे पास कुछ नहीं।
क्या आप अब इस्तीफा देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा?
इस्तीफा नहीं देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा? इस्तीफा किस बात की मांग रही हैं आप?
6 आपके खिलाफ आप इस तरह से कैसे बात कर सकते हैं? 6 आपके खिलाफ केसेस दायर हो चुके, क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप? 6 केसेस दायर हो चुके जिसमें सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट और ये भी कहा गया है कि लगातार सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट किया गया आपने उनको। प्रोटीन पाउडर जब दे रहे थे तब भी आपने प्रोटीन सप्लीमेंट देने के इसमें किया गया। हमारे माइक। So this was Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who just misbehaved with the media persons.
Times Now is also the only channel to have accessed the picture of Brij Bhushan's alleged molestation, where he can be seen grabbing the hand of a female wrestler who won global laurels for India. The opposition has only one question to the BJP. How long will you shield him? Listen in.
He has no right to attack the media. And that Brij Bhushan Singh stands completely exposed today. Glad and grateful to the media that they are taking it up aggressively, because we have no expectations whatsoever from the government of the day, from the Prime Minister of India, from any of his cabinet colleagues. They have been protecting Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh.
भाजपा के सांसद ब्रिज भूषण सिंह से जिस तरह से सवाल कर रही थी दिल्ली की पुलिस द्वारा दायर चार्जशीट पर, और वो किस तरीके से कैमरे पर उन्हें धमकाते हुए, डराते हुए दिखते हैं, ये सब कैमरे पर। तो आप सोच सकते हैं जब कैमरे नहीं होते, इन पे आंखें नहीं होती, तब ये क्या करते हैं। यही से साबित होता है कि इन पे जो उत्पीड़न के जो आरोप गंभीर लगे हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं सच है।
ब्रिज भूषण जी का जो पुराने जो रिकॉर्ड है वो आदमी ऐसा ही है। ब्रिज भूषण को ये मालूम हो गया है और ज़्यादा दिन वो ऐसे ही बस भाजपा का सांसद बन के वो इससे आइन से नहीं बच सकते हैं, तो इसीलिए वो ऐसा तूरफूर करने का, वो संवाददाता को सिरसार करने का वो काम कर रहा है।
It's terrible. I mean, such disregard. I think she was a responsible journalist too. Again, inadvertently or intentionally, he has again, I think I would say, abused the situation and also humiliated the journalist, the lady journalist.
The BJP maintains that a thorough probe will bring out answers and the resignation of Brij Bhushan. Listen in.
देखिए, पुलिस अपना काम कर रही है, न्यायपालिका अपना काम कर रही है, कानून जो काम करेगा, जो दोषी होगा उसको सजा मिलेगी। निर्दोष को कभी भी दोषी ठहराने की कोशिश करेंगे तो वो ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, लेकिन कोई भी बड़े से बड़ा आदमी अगर दोषी है तो कानून के तहत उसको सजा मिलेगी।
देखिए, ये इस तरह की चीज़ें जो न्यायालय में लंबित हुए उनका इंतज़ार करना चाहिए, उसके बाद मैं किसी तरह की टिप्पणी करूँगा।
And this brings me to the legitimate question that we're asking this evening. Is this lawmaker above the law? And we posed a question to the finance minister on this issue. She skirted it, saying that she's concentrating on GST at that particular briefing. Listen into this question and answer.
One of the BJPs have been charge sheeted in sexual harassment case, and he has also misbehaved with the woman reporter.
Oh.
So as a woman MP and
I'm concentrating on GST today.
All right, so that was Nirmala Sitharaman who has posed that question. We will, of course, take this across to our guests. Joining us, we have with us Rahul Ishwar, activist. Binay Singh is a political analyst. Joining us. With us also is Rakesh Singh, who's a coach and the General Secretary of the Haryana Wrestling Association. Zainab Sikandar is a columnist. Joining us. Abha Singh is a lawyer and activist. Also with us is Dr. Sunita Gudara, Asian Marathon Champion 1992. Brinda Adige, social activist, is with us. In our studio, we also have with us Tehseen Poonawala, legal activist, and he has been associated with Insaf Ke Sipahi, which have been pursuing this. But also with us in our studio over here is Tejshri Purandare, who has been very actively pursuing the story, and she is the one with whom Brij Bhushan in fact acted in an extremely unprofessional and aggressive way, conduct certainly unbecoming of a member of parliament. We'll be speaking to Tejshri also about what exactly happened and what were the facts and circumstances. But let me open this up and first begin by speaking to Rakesh Singh, the coach and the General Secretary as well of Haryana Wrestling Association. राकेश सिंह जी, ना सिर्फ केस फाइल किए गए हैं क्रिमिनल इंटिमिडेशन के, आउटरेजिंग मॉडेस्टी ऑफ वुमेन, सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट, स्टॉकिंग और अन्य सेक्शंस में, लेकिन इतनी बदतमीजी, क्या किसी सांसद से हम इस तरह के बिहेवियर, इस तरह के व्यवहार एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं? राकेश सिंह,
प्रोग्राम तो
राकेश सिंह जी, आवाज आ रही है आप तक? Sorry, we'll try and fix that audio line. We've not we don't have Rakesh Singh with us yet. But let me take this question across to Rahul Ishwar. Rahul Ishwar, you know, this is a person who is a member of parliament. He is supposed to be setting an example. He is supposed to be, you know, at some level or the other, someone who already faces a charge sheet which a court of law has taken cognizance of. It's out there, the details of that particular charge sheet. And when we go and ask him about the charges that he faces, he behaves in this absolutely abhorrent manner. Is this what we have to expect from our lawmakers now?
First of all, respect to Tejasri ji and Times Now for pursuing with that question. Very sad. I don't believe anybody in their right mind will agree with what happened to your journalist. Very sad and sorry for that. Second, with great power comes great responsibility. And we should be aiming at something like a slow and steady that will win the race. With due respect to all your activism, I would like to point out there is a process. Law is a process. We cannot have instant justice anytime. Yes, we can condemn and the other things, but law is a process, and we should wait for that process to carry out. It's a patient process. It needs time. It's a time-consuming process. But that's how rule of law is being situated around the world. And yes, his behavior is abhorrent. That behavior should be unequivocally condemned by both BJP, Congress, CPM, Aam Aadmi Party, or any party.
Rahul,
but we cannot jump the gun every time, and we have to be patient.
Rahul,
with the process
how many times on the basis of charge sheets have we seen questions being asked by BJP? The same yardstick has to be applied by BJP to its own member of parliament. We've seen it, for instance, in Delhi when Mr. Satyendra Jain, who's been incarcerated for about 6 months or 8 months, and there were questions raised as to why is he still a minister. The same yardstick must apply to Brij Bhushan now that he's charge sheeted.
We all know, each case cannot be considered and compared to other cases. Every case is unique. This case has a back history. There has been arguments to and forth. Every right-thinking person is with our wrestlers who really raised the demand, who really fought it out. Everyone respects them. They are our heroes. But at the same point of time, this is a very sensitive case. Courts are involved. Right now, police have charge sheeted. So the legal process,
I want Tehseen to respond to.
Is courts.
I want Tehseen to respond to that.
Second guess the court.
Tehseen, are we second guessing the court here? Are we putting the cart before the horse? Because Rahul seems to suggest that every case is different. Don't compare Brij Bhushan's with other cases.
This is a question of women who are representing our tricolour being molested. The allegations are there in the charge sheet. These women went to every single forum available to them for justice. The Delhi Police, the National Commission for Women, including Mary Kom, a celebrated athlete who had a report. Has that report been made public to you, Madhav, and to Times Now, which was supposed to come in public domain in 2 May? These are girls who said we were molested when asked for protein, and Tehseen is here. He took advantage of us. And I want to ask to Times Now one thing. Forget everything else, Rahul. Tehseen sitting here in this studio. Is she not a daughter of India? Is Beti Bachao not for her? If a man can bully a Times Now journalist at the airport in the heart of Delhi and talk to her in a manner and degrade her, what would he be doing to those wrestlers who needed help from him? Those wrestlers were sitting on Jantar Mantar. They didn't make it a political protest until Insaf Ke Sipahi went to Supreme Court, and in front of Supreme Court the Delhi police had to admit that we will file an FIR. Until then these girls got no justice. Rahul, just answer one question. Tehseen sitting here, did she deserve this humiliation? Did anyone deserve it? If he can do it out there on camera to Times Now, the most watched channel in this country, imagine what he's doing to powerless girls, to defenseless girls. Can we think about them, Rahul?
Yes. I agree with that point. The behavior towards journalists was abhorrent. I seriously think he will reconsider, or at least party will censure him, or party will give out a statement. The other case, there are counter arguments and arguments. This was very sad, especially happening to Times Now and such.
Rahul, what's the counter argument when a girl says she was molested?
There
are people who have been witnesses. They've gone to every forum. Rahul, tell me another case where the charge sheet, where the girl's original statement and the original complaint has all been in sync, and yet the person has not been arrested. Give me another case in this country. This is sexual assault. Tell me another case where the case is exactly the same.
But my only submission is, right now the case has reached such a juncture that we should wait for the court. That would be the right.
No, nobody's second guessing the court, but certainly action has to happen. Let me intervene over here. Let me bring in Rakesh Singh, the coach. Rakesh Singh, coach, ये इस तरह का जो behavior है, इस तरह का जो बर्ताव है ब्रिज भूषण शरण सिंह का, ये क्या हम एक सांसद से एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं? ना सिर्फ उनके ऊपर जो चार्जेस लगे हुए हैं, सीरियस एलिगेशंस हैं, क्रिमिनल इंटिमिडेशन के, आउटरेजिंग मॉडेस्टी के, स्टॉकिंग के, सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट के, और उसके ऊपर से ये सीना चोरी।
पिछले 6 महीने से इस आदमी को इतना टॉर्चर किया गया है, तो मेंटली डिस्टर्ब भी और मेंटली आदमी कभी गुस्से में हो भी सकता है, और ये रूटीन में नहीं है, और कोई न कोई इंसिडेंट कभी कभी हो जाता है, लेकिन
तो बदतमीजी करेंगे, पत्रकारों से बदतमीजी करने का अधिकार है उनको।
रिजाइन दीजिए।
राकेश सिंह जी, तो नहीं राकेश सिंह जी, सबसे पहले आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा, जो आप कह रहे हैं बहुत आपत्तिजनक बात कह रहे हैं, आप कह रहे हैं कि उनका मूड खराब है तो वो बदतमीजी करेंगे, अपनी मनमानी करेंगे।
जी,
सांसद है सर।
नहीं, बदतमीजी करने का किसी को भी राइट नहीं होता।
हाँ, लेकिन तो फिर उसको पहले कंडेम करिए।
मेंटली हरासमेंट कितने 6 महीने से लगातार एक ही बात सुनते आ रहे हैं।
सर, वो सांसद हैं और उनके खिलाफ एक केस रजिस्टर्ड है सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट का। अगर ऐसे में एक सांसद अपना कंपोजर मेंटेन नहीं कर सकते तो ये उनकी प्रॉब्लम है। जो उनसे सवाल पूछ रहा है चार्जशीट के बारे में, उनकी गलती नहीं है।
बिल्कुल,
तो उसे कंडेम करिए सबसे पहले।
देखिए, मैं आपकी बात को दुरुस्त करता हूं। मैं कहता हूं उनकी ये गलती है, उन्होंने ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था। और एक बेटी है, वो भी हमारी, जो भी आज पत्रकार थी, वो भी हमारी बेटी है। और जो भी हमारी बेटियों ने एलिगेशन लगाए हैं, अब तो सारा मामला कोर्ट में है। तो दिल्ली पुलिस ने अपनी जो चार्जशीट जमा कर दी है, तो हम लोगों को यहाँ टीवी पे बैठ के, और मेरे ख्याल से कोई ज्यादा आर्गुमेंट नहीं करनी चाहिए। और कोर्ट के न्याय का जो है अपना, हमें विश्वास रखना चाहिए अपने न्यायपालिका पे।
राकेश सिंह जी,
लड़की ने जो
जब तक चार्जशीट नहीं आई तब तक ये कहा जा रहा था कि रुकिए चार्जशीट तक, पता चलेगा कि मामले की गहराई क्या है। अब चार्जशीट आके अब कह रहे हैं अब रुकिए जजमेंट तक। इस मामले में आई मीन देयर इज नो एंड टू दिस प्रोसेस। न्याय कब मिलेगा? You know, and I want to bring in several of our panelists. Sunita Godara is with us. Sunita Godara जी, क्या कहेंगे राकेश सिंह जी से?
पुलिस ने अगर किसी को सजा दी हो तो मुझे बता दीजिए।
सर एक सेकंड मेरी बात सुन लीजिए सर। जब चार्जशीट फाइल होते हैं, कई बार, एक नहीं कई बार, कई राजनीतिक दल इस्तीफा मांगते हैं, और ये एक सांसद हैं। एक्शन क्यों नहीं लिया जाना चाहिए चार्जशीट के बाद? ये मेरा सवाल है। Let me bring in Sunita Godara on that. Sunita Godara, what would you say to Rakesh Singh, who is actually defending Mr. Brij Bhushan? He says now the charge sheet has come, now please wait for the court to decide.
Rakesh Singh, see, he's from his lobby, so he will not speak anything against him, so forget about that. You know, he's from the same team, and what he was saying earlier, you all have heard that on national TV. So now I want to say one thing. Everybody knows, we all know that the law will take its own course. Police has done his job, charge sheeted ho gaya, and now the court will take I don't know how many months. But if you remember, again I am reminding Mr. Anurag Thakur, now sports minister. In 2016 he was not the sports minister, but he was MP, and he put a bill number 56 of 2016, that there should be a ethics panel, National Sports Commission ethics panel, which will look into the sexual harassment, sports athletes problems and other problems, misconduct. This what Brij Bhushan is doing, it is totally professional misconduct by him as a sports body person. So now like he was doing body shaming to the girls, the sports ministry and IOA, Indian Olympic Association, do shaming on him, and so moto action they can bar him from sports.
Absolutely.
So
and
that
in fact,
he is not at all can come anytime.
Well, there's a lot that can be done.
Now
there's no two ways about it. Now that the charge sheet has come out,
band-aid treatment.
Absolutely. And in fact, I'm going to come back to our panelists in just a minute, because we've also asked our viewers to call us.
Because only one Brij Bhushan, there are so many Brij Bhushans roaming around in sports arena. Only ethics panel can solve the problem. Why they are not making it?
Absolutely.
Olympic charter sign कर दिया, Indian Olympic Association ने Olympic Commission charter sign कर दिया, but not making the ethics commission. You call it tribunal, you call it panel. They should have it now. 15 minutes के अंदर ब्रज भूषण को out of sports कर दिया जाएगा. At least shame तो करो.
Okay, very important point. A very important point. That's a very important reform. But I'm going to just request our panelists for a few moments of their intelligence, because we've also asked our viewers to call us. Express yourselves. What do you think about this entire case? What should be done in this matter? Let's go across to our first viewers joining us. CV Ramesh is with us from Cochin. Yes, Mr. Ramesh.
Yes, very, very good evening to all of you. I've been watching at times now, and I watch regularly. One major thing we have to see is, it's very shameful for the country, those who doesn't know about the sports, but they elected as the president or whatever bodies they have. That has to be stopped, number one. Number two is that if he has done some mistake, if he has asked to be punished, no point in just talking about the same old theory. The court will take its own time, the law will take its own time. All these things become the jargons today in the country. The law has to take its immediate time.
Okay.
And it has to, if he has to be punished, whether it's in BJP or any other party, he has to be punished immediately.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ramesh, for joining us and expressing your views. Gayatri is our next viewer joining us from Bengaluru. Yes, Gayatri.
Hi, this is shameful is one word. The second word is, in what confidence do we as mothers send our children to go into sports where our children might be mishandled by these goons.
Absolutely. I think that's a very, very pertinent question. And in fact, let me get in Zainab Sikandar on that. Zainab Sikandar, two very important viewers' voices who have come in, and they're saying this, that this actually will create fear in the minds of parents who want to send their children into sports, perhaps professionally or even otherwise. And also the others saying that enough is enough. We can't go around this whataboutery saying that abhi charge sheet aayega, kal court decide karega. What's the end of this?
Absolutely right. You know, the Samyukta Kisan Morcha, not many people know, have also agitated with the wrestlers because they believe that Jat farmers send their children to these, you know, into physical sports because they're expecting two things out of it. One is social mobility, upward social mobility, and the other is government employment. So it's the farmers who send their kids. So they actually have agitated along with the wrestlers to get Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, you know, behind bars. And I have to tell you, you know, this is a classic case of the troika of caste, money, and muscle power that's playing, you know, very blatantly on screen right now, the way he's behaving with your journalists and the way he's behaved with the wrestlers in the past, as they have narrated. Basically, he's a Thakur, so the caste and the influence that he has, you know, is playing on his head. Secondly, he's the Bahubali of Eastern UP, a very famous one. Thirdly, the money power he has over 50-odd educational institutions in Eastern UP itself. So it's very expected out of him, you know, as one of the Mahila Congress president had said in one of your bites, that this is something that is known about him, but now it's just come in front. I hope the law takes its course and he's put behind bars and our wrestlers get their due justice, because it's very shameful. Even international bodies like International Olympics Committee and the United World Wrestling have on international forums, you know, asked India to take some action because they find that how the wrestlers were treated, you know, when they were sitting in protest was so shameful.
Absolutely.
So a lot had to be done.
Well, it's certainly a very shameful sight, and what we've seen today is perhaps even more shameful. But let me bring in Brij Singh. Brij Singh, you just heard Zainab Sikandar. She's saying that it's because he's a powerful man that action is not being taken, because he has tremendous sway. He is known as a Bahubali Neta, she says. She also says he has tremendous clout in terms of educational institutions, etc. And that's why no action is being taken. That's why a soft approach is being taken with Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh at a time when in fact BJP has demanded repeatedly the resignation of former Delhi Cabinet Minister Satyendra Jain after his alleged involvement in a money laundering case where he was later arrested.
Madhav, first my sympathies with Jayashree. What happened at the airport was very unfortunate. But I protest. Zainab Sikandar just mentioned that he was a Rajput. So that's why he is protected. I don't know what his caste has to do with his crime, with his act. I protest against this statement. And one more thing, Madhav. The police, the Delhi police comes under the BJP rule, or you can say under the MHA. And I don't think that this charge sheet is influenced. And there is a cause. You cannot deliver, you know, justice on WhatsApp. You cannot deliver justice on Jantar Mantar. Every allegation is followed by an investigation. Investigation is followed by a court case, and finally the judgment arrives. So I just have a simple request that in any matter, believe and trust in the institutions and give them a proper time to come to a conclusion. Don't jump the gun. Don't jump to a conclusion.
So, but why is this yardstick?
I protest again.
So why is this yardstick not apply? Why does this yardstick not apply with others? Why does this yardstick not apply with others? I'm just reading out from a newspaper copy on the 31st of May 2023, where the BJP demanded the resignation of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Health Minister Satyendra Jain, arrested by the ED in connection with a money laundering case, alleging that AAP chief's stand on the issue shows that he not only condones corruption but is also involved in it. Now, if that yardstick should apply in this case, why should it not apply to the case of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh? Can you please explain to me, Mr. Vinay Singh?
Madhav, I think this is a legal matter, and the honorable...
No, it is a matter of propriety. You're wrong. It is a matter of propriety and probity in public life. If ministers, members of parliament are not going to be held accountable for acts of criminality, who will be held? Who will be held accountable, sir? If it's not going to be ministers, if it's not going to be elected leaders, no, why should we have such people in parliament? Are these the kind of people we want in our parliament to make laws for us? For a nation of 1.4 billion people?
Yesterday the same Madhav. Yesterday, the same party BJP was being accused of shielding, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. So why don't you give credit to the same party for filing such an FIR by the Delhi police?
When will he be sacked as member of Parliament, sir?
That this charge sheet
After the cognizance, after the court forced the Delhi police to file an FIR. Why do you forget that, Mr. Binay Singh?
The FIR was not filed in the beginning. After we went to court, it was filed.
So what credit? And to whom?
Acha, that means ki again you are putting Delhi police in the dock.
Of course they should be in the dock.
Integrity of Delhi police.
Of course they should be in the dock.
Sir, give some discount. Why don't you trust the institutions? That again what I am saying.
Okay, many. In fact, there are activists over here. We have lawyers also on our panel. Let me bring in Abha Singh. Abha Singh, why are you not trusting the institutions? Why are you questioning the Delhi police? Has the Delhi police conduct an investigation been free and fair in your view, Abha Singh? What would you like to say to Binay Singh?
See, the very fact that Delhi police did not register an FIR till the time the matter went to Supreme Court, that itself shows that the Delhi police was compromised.
Binay Singh, respond to her.
Secondly, now the POSCO charges, they tried to water down the POSCO charges.
Yes.
And finally, they went away. Why did they not investigate whether the young child, the person who had complained, the young youth, was she under some threat? Was the father under threat? That was not investigated. They were more than happy. They were more than happy to drop the POSCO charges. They moved the other court to say that this should be removed. So that itself shows that the Delhi police was under some kind of pressure, and now the charge sheet is filed. Charge sheet is filed because there was a Supreme Court pressure, and also now that the charge sheet substantiates 506, that is criminal intimidation, it talks of 354. 354 has a punishment up to 5 years. So then where is the moral turpitude? Why Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh has not stepped down? Why is he being protected by certain powerful parties? That is what is important. That when in that charge sheet the police says that yes, he has committed these offences and he was doing it continuously, and now the case will go for prosecution. Even now, if Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh has some shame, he should step down.
If he has some shame, he should step down, Binay Singh. That's a statement coming in from Abha Singh.
Madhav, he should step down or not, I am not a judge on that. But yes, now the charge sheet is filed and he must step down. That's true. I'm not shielding him, I'm not protecting him, I'm not supporting him. But again, on one hand, you are doubting the credentials of the Delhi police, and the other hand, you are believing this charge sheet. This cannot happen at the same time. Okay. You have to trust the Delhi police.
Okay.
And Delhi police doesn't do everything and each and everything under pressure.
We are doubting because the courts had to come on Delhi police. Delhi police itself did not register the FIR.
For 3 months.
All right, shocking, very shocking, very shocking revelations coming in. We have more viewers joining us. I'm going to bring in Tejshri as well in just a few minutes. Brinda Adige, thank you for your patience as well. I'm just going to come to you. But let's first and foremost listen to what happened today when Tejshri put forth the questions that are coming in from the panelists, questions that anyone with a little bit of common sense would want to know and want to ask Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. One of our panelists just mentioned several of those questions, Abha Singh here. Listen in to his reaction.
आपके खिलाफ अब चार्जशीट दायर हो गई। चार्जशीट में कई सारी चीजें सामने आ रही हैं, 354 AD सब कुछ
मेरे खिलाफ मेरे पास आपके लिए बोलने के लिए मेरे पास कुछ नहीं।
क्या आप अब इस्तीफा देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा?
इस्तीफा नहीं देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा? इस्तीफा किस बात की मांग रहे हैं आप?
6 आपके खिलाफ आप इस तरह से कैसे बात कर सकते हैं? 6 आपके खिलाफ केसेस दायर हो चुके, क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप? 6 केसेस दायर हो चुके जिसमें सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट, और ये भी कहा गया है कि लगातार सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट किया गया आपने उनको। प्रोटीन पाउडर जब दे रहे थे तब भी आपने प्रोटीन सप्लीमेंट देने के इसमें किया गया। हमारे माइक, so this was Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh who just misbehaved with the media persons.
Absolutely shocking sequence over there. A. Charles is joining us from Coimbatore for more on this. Yes, Mr. Charles.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. I do not know why BJP is dragging his feet on this gentleman. I won't call him gentleman. BJP is tarnishing its own image. They should just, if the court will take its time, they should just sack him from his post. That is the least the BJP can do. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Charles. And before I go across to Brinda Adige, Tejasri, take us through what exactly happened. What time was it when you actually went to the airport? And you managed to get in about 3-4 questions, but he finally loses his cool when you asked him whether he will step down as a member of parliament on the basis of the charges that were mentioned in the charge sheet.
Well, it was around roughly 3 p.m. when we went at the airport. Me and my VJ Rakesh, we were there at the airport around at 3 p.m. And we were waiting because he took off from Lucknow airport at 3 p.m. and he was expected to arrive at 4:30. But it was a bit late and he arrived at 5 or 5:15 p.m. at the Delhi airport. Right away while he was coming out of the Delhi airport, that time we just asked him the questions, direct questions in a decent way. The first question that we had asked him was that severe charges have been mentioned in the charge sheet 354A, 354D and 354 as well, to which if he is convicted, that would lead him to 5 years of imprisonment as well. So how would he respond to it? He said that I will not respond, koi jawab nahi dena hai. Second question we asked, that opposition is asking him specifically. Priyanka Gandhi has also mentioned in a tweet that Congress is also asking that why the party is not sacking him, why the party is not expurging him, to which he said that I will respond in the court. But the big question when he asked him that on the grounds of morality, why he himself is not resigning, because he represents a constituency, he represents the people, and on that grounds why he is not resigning, to which he said, "Main kyun istifa दूं?" He in fact asked question to us that why should I resign? In fact, answering, in spite of answering, in spite of being answerable to all those questions that we had put forward in front of him, he directly questioned us, ruthlessly behaved with us. Then he sat in his car, and again we kept on asking him questions. Times Now kept on asking questions repeatedly, that there's not only just one charge, there are 6 different charges, and it was repeatedly happening, continuously happening. So how do you respond to it? He threw down our mic. Not only he, but his crew members also misbehaved, and then he just shut the door.
That's the police around him. The security around him also misbehaved.
That was the security around him, yeah.
Yes.
So shouldn't Delhi police or whoever's securing him be answerable? They are here to protect him, but they're not here to hit a female journalist or any woman for that matter. The way the door closed, Tejasri, power to you, more power to Times Now journalism, Madhav, but the way he closed the door on you, I saw your hand came in.
It's very deliberate. It's very deliberate. It's an attempt at intimidation, and it's a very clear aggressive move, because he's staring at the mic while he's shutting the door. He didn't look the other way and shut the door.
Hands were there.
He did that with a deliberate force, with an intent to hurt Tejasri, and that's quite evident over there, to try and either jab the mic or hit her hand.
Is the Delhi police a personal security, or are they meant to uphold the law? How can we allow this to happen?
Well, this just shows, and all this can happen on camera, just shows that, I mean, God knows what this person may end up doing off the camera. Let me bring in Brinda Adige on that. Brinda Adige, you know, we saw earlier today Swati Maliwal tweeting and saying that if this is a person who can do all of this on camera with a female journalist, God knows what he may be doing off camera. Brinda, can you hear me?
Yes. What we see on your screen just now and from 3 p.m. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Is arrogant impunity. Nothing less than impunity. The panelists, some of them have been talking rhetorics, let court take its course of action. The system never acted. The wrestlers went on for 3 months and more, and only because TV channels began to screen all of it, that the police also started to work on all of that. Imagine what the police did, taking the victim to his office when they were doing the mazar. Is that not intimidation? And like Swati has asked, if this man is doing something like this on camera, I believe, activists across India believe that everything that the wrestlers are complaining about has been done by this sexual predator. Because this man has abused his position and his power. And when he shouts out with arrogance saying, "Why should I resign?" he still thinks that he's going to be holding on to that office even after the case comes to court. He's not afraid of any conviction, and nothing is coming quickly. Like somebody pointed out, it's going to take months and months, or probably years. But what we are expecting the BJP party to do is ethical behavior. When you say Beti Bachao, you have to mean it in principle and in your actions.
Absolutely.
For whatever reasons you might want to wait for the court to take action, your job, professional ethical job, is to ask this man to step down today. Because this man is not simply arrogant, he's also filled with impunity. He's not afraid of anybody. I don't understand why the BJP party wants to hold on to him and not take action against him.
Right.
It also erodes our confidence in the government, erodes
Absolutely.
our confidence in the system.
In the
If
political
we
class
cannot
as a
go to
whole.
the
In the
police
political
and
class
make
as a whole.
complaint, and the High Court has to step in to tell the police file the FIR. What is the police, Delhi police doing then?
Supreme
What were
Court,
they doing all
absolutely.
this while?
Supreme Court had to step in.
Absolutely. Let me come
There
in
are
now.
a lot
Let me
of
come in now
questions,
because
and if
yes.
that confidence has to be instilled into the citizens, it is the job of the BJP government at the center to
Absolutely.
do the needful.
Brinda Adige, in fact, very well articulated. Let me quickly but bring in some more of our viewers who are joining us, who want to express themselves on the story. Uma is with us from Bengaluru. Yes, Uma.
Hi, Mr. Madhav. Yeah, I was listening to all these people. I think the BJP should put a more articulate person to explain their case. That apart, anyone who is convicted has to be punished, no doubt about it. But if people keep on alleging things, tomorrow if something is alleged against you, Madhav, Mr. Madhav, will you resign? That is not the case. It has to be proved.
Ma'am, I am not an elected political leader, and of course there have been cases in various roles where there are serious charges. People do step down from their post because they can influence the flow.
It's the same for everyone.
Yeah, so the yardstick should be same. Let me give you an example. 1 second, Uma, since you are calling from Bengaluru, let me give you an example. Just yesterday, the BJP created a ruckus in the Bihar Assembly demanding the resignation of Bihar Deputy CM Tejaswi Yadav over the charge sheet filed against him in the land for jobs scam case. If that can happen inside an assembly in Bihar, why should that yardstick not be applied on this member of parliament? I can give you countless examples that our research team has dug up of such kind of accountability being demanded. But what is being preached must be practiced. There cannot be hypocrisy or double yardsticks on this. Let me quickly go across to our next viewer joining us. Ravi is with us from Bengaluru. Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, hi, Madhav. Good evening. This is Ravi from Bangalore. While I say that I don't want to shield anybody here, whether he is a culprit or not, let us decide on a few things now. Let us not belittle the Delhi police, first of all. Second of all, Madhav, let me tell you, this is purely political. This is no more whatever harassment or whatever it is, because the Raita Sangha president is joining and somebody from AAP is going and giving the support. This is becoming a mini Shaheen Bagh there, and you are just because you want to accuse BJP, I mean whoever is accusing it.
Sir, let me ask you, have you read the charge sheet today? Have you read the charge sheet, Mr. Ravi? Because if you've even read a portion of the Indian Express or the charge sheet which has come out in the public domain, you would not be speaking this language. The kind of behavior that has been alleged by wrestler 1, wrestler 2, wrestler 3, wrestler 4, wrestler 5, wrestler 6, where they are talking about how he has physically and inappropriately touched them, how each of these wrestlers have at least one corroborative witness. You would not be speaking this language because you will be absolutely incensed if you are a human being when you read the kind of behavior that this man has repeatedly indulged in. Repeatedly, not once or twice, but 6 instances of it are documented over here, which is why it's a very, very serious issue. Let me go across to our next viewer. Pranesh is with us from Hyderabad. Yes, Pranesh.
Hello. This is regarding Bhushan गलती किया नहीं किया वो बाद में देखेंगे, कोर्ट बता देगा. इस रिपोर्टर का बार-बार उसको पीछे पड़ना, माइक लेके जाकर उसको मुंह में डालना.
तो रिपोर्टर का काम है सवाल पूछना, सर. रिपोर्टर का काम है सवाल पूछना. आप शायद रिपोर्टिंग जानते नहीं है, इसलिए आप इस तरह बात कर रहे हैं. So please don't speak like somebody who's so ill-informed. The reporter's job is to ask questions. We've held ministers in previous Congress governments to account also similarly by asking them questions related to their corruption. So please don't give us lessons in journalism over here. That's the last thing anybody should be doing right now. What's required to be done is a person who has been charge sheeted under various sections of the IPC, what action that arrogant person who is seen over there, who believes with impunity that he can get out, what action should be taken against him. I'm going to quickly take this across to our next panelist who's with us. Yes, Sunita Godara wants to comment. Sunita ji.
Yes. first of all, what I was asking for the ethics panel, it's not reform. Actually, this has to come because they have signed the charter where it says that we have to have, in sports law, there should be an ethics commission. And you know, all these code thing, taking time, what all these viewers are saying, this will all be finished, you know, once they have, like they put committee. First time they put committee, same way they have to just form like NADA, their own panel, which is a rule of sports law. I'm talking of sports law. As an Asian champion, I demand now, why the sports ministry is sleeping? Why Indian Olympic Association is sleeping? Have your own ethics panel and bar this person from sport.
Yeah.
At least shame him.
Okay.
You know, because otherwise this is not only one case.
Yeah.
We have so many girls in sports. What will they do when they will have this problem?
Okay.
What lower officials
Before I come
will
to
do?
Tehseen,
There
one
is
second.
no redressal system.
Absolutely.
We have to have that.
Absolutely. And in fact, Tehseen, before you come in, I want
We
Mr.
have to
Rakesh
have
Singh to
that.
answer that question. Rakesh Singh should be the one answering that question. अगर इनको स्पोर्ट्स से नहीं हटाया गया, राकेश सिंह, क्या मैसेज जाएगा देश की बेटियों के लिए? कल को लड़कियां स्पोर्ट्स में कैसे आएंगी? ये सवाल पूछ रही है सुनीता गोदारा, और ये खुद स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, आप जानते हैं।
अभी तो इलेक्शन पेंडिंग है, वो इस पद पर नहीं आ रहे हैं। देखिए, मैं ये कह रहा हूं, आज वो उस पद पे है ही नहीं, तो उनका मतलब नहीं है, इस पे रेसलिंग फेडरेशन के चेयरमैन तो बनेंगे नहीं, और वो हट गए। जिस दिन से फेडरेशन को भंग किया गया, वो काम कहां कर रहे हैं अभी? तो रिजाइन किस बात का लोग मांग रहे हैं?
सर, एमपी से रेजिग्नेशन मांगी जा रही है।
दिल्ली पुलिस ने अगर किसी को सजा दी हो पूरे देश में,
लाइफ बैन,
उनका लाइफ बैन क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए? सवाल पूछ रहे हैं।
नहीं होगा, ये फेडरेशन का मामला है और फेडरेशन के रूल अलग हैं। आज वो रिजाइन नहीं, आज तो अपने पद से हट चुके हैं।
एज पर स्पोर्ट्स लॉ,
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, आज वो है ही नहीं, तो आप उस बात का क्यों इस तरह की बातें कर रहे हो? अभी कोर्ट में मामला है, आप कोर्ट का न्याय का फैसला सभी को मानना पड़ेगा। हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कहता है भाई, हम जो न्यायपालिका करेगी हम उस पर विश्वास करेंगे और न्यायपालिका को सल्यूट करते हैं, वो न्याय करेगा।
15 मिनट में कर सकती है। डोंट स्लीप नाउ। हमारे पास ये एक मौका है,
स्पोर्ट्स मंत्रालय ने तो हमारी उसको फेडरेशन को भंग कर ही रखा है।
सिस्टम के स्पोर्ट्स लॉ को
तो
फॉलो
काम कर ही नहीं रहा कोई उसमें,
सिर्फ फॉलो करना है।
नहीं, बट राकेश सिंह जी,
अरे सभी
बहुत प्रभावशाली व्यक्ति हैं, बहुत इन्फ्लुएंशियल व्यक्ति हैं। हम सब जानते हैं कि उनकी कितनी पूछ है यूपी के पॉलिटिक्स में और यहाँ पे कितना इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं दिल्ली के पॉलिटिक्स को भी। तो ऐसा कहना कि वो अब WFI में नहीं है इसलिए उनका कोई इन्फ्लुएंस, उनका कोई हस्तक्षेप नहीं रहेगा, ये कहना आपका गलत है। ये कहना आपका बिल्कुल गलत है।
One more thing you should know, his son is the vice president of the wrestling federation. एक सेकंड राकेश सिंह जी, राकेश सिंह जी, आप देश को गलत मत बोलिए। राकेश सिंह जी,
कसीदे पढ़ते थे, आज इन पहलवानों ने एलिगेशन लगा दिया, तो ये कोई जस्टिस नहीं है ना?
नहीं, आज एलिगेशन
नहीं, चार्जशीट पढ़ा है आपने, चार्जशीट पढ़ा आपने सबसे पहले। राकेश सिंह जी, चार्जशीट पढ़ा आपने?
लगाए हैं, साबित नहीं हुए हैं।
अरे छह रेसलर्स ने जो कहा है, ये आपने चार्जशीट पढ़ी है?
जो वकील ने लिख के दिए हैं, सर सुनिए,
राकेश सिंह जी, कोर्ट ने संज्ञान लिया है चार्जशीट का।
एक ही बयान दे रखा है कि मेरी सासें।
राकेश सिंह जी, कोर्ट ने कॉग्निजेंस ली है इस चार्जशीट की, आपको जानकारी है कि नहीं है?
फैसला तो होने दीजिए।
फैसला होगा सर,
बातें सुनी हुई है,
फैसला होगा, लेकिन हर
एविडेंस आएंगे तो दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा।
सर, अगर 6 रेसलर्स अपने अलावा कोरॉबरेटिव विटनेसेस ला पाए हैं, आप तब भी उनको डाउट करेंगे? आप तब भी उस पर डाउट करेंगे?
इस बात के लिए तो आप किसी को ऐसे टीवी पे बैठ के नहीं बोल सकते हैं।
क्यों नहीं बोल सकते सर? क्यों नहीं बोल सकते? हम चार्जशीट के आधार पे कह रहे हैं।
टीवी पे बैठ के नहीं बोल रहे हैं,
चार्जशीट के आधार पे कह रहे हैं।
आपकी बात क्या है?
एवरी डे
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ चार्जशीट, अरे यहाँ बैठ के जज बनने की जरूरत नहीं है ना। ये कोर्ट का फैसला कोर्ट को करने दीजिए, हम स्वयं जज बन जाते हैं। हर एक आदमी जज बन के बैठ जाता है टीवी पे आके, बेकार की बातें करते हैं। कितनी लड़कियां?
सर, जजमेंट आप भी दे रहे हैं, आप दे रहे हैं कि वो पूरा इनोसेंट है, आप भी तो जजमेंट दे रहे हैं।
शर्म नहीं आनी चाहिए।
आप भी तो जजमेंट दे रहे हैं राकेश सिंह जी, आप भी तो कह रहे हैं कि बेगुनाह है।
नहीं, मैं जजमेंट नहीं दे रहा, मैं
बिल्कुल कह रहे हैं,
फैसले के ऊपर डिपेंड करूंगा।
बिल्कुल कह रहे हैं आप।
जो कोर्ट फैसला देगा हम उसको मंजूर करेंगे।
नहीं, बट जब चार्जशीट में
बहुत बदनामी होने वाली है, आपकी बहुत बदनामी होने वाली है। प्लीज राकेश जी, अभी शांत रहो। चार्जशीट हो चुका बंदा, अभी शांत रहो।
महिलाओं को सर्टिफिकेट नहीं दिया गया, जो महिला कहेगी वो सत्य हो गया। यह कानून सबके लिए बराबर है। मैडम आप ऐसे ना बोलिए कि जिस महिला ने आरोप लगा दिया,
अपना सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट
महिलाएं आरोप लगाती, कितने को सजा होती है?
मैं सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट कमेटी की मेंबर हूँ, मुझे पता है, आपको रूल नहीं पता।
ये लेडीज ने
रूल नहीं पता, चुप रहिए।
कानून को अपने हाथ में ले लिया है।
सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट कमेटी की मेंबर हूँ।
कोई एलिगेशन लगा दे, ये लेडीज को छूट नहीं है।
मैं आपको रूल बता रही हूँ।
This is victim shaming. This man should be embarrassed and should be shamed.
राकेश सिंह जी,
How can you victim shame? He's saying the victims are lying.
राकेश सिंह जी,
राकेश सिंह जी, just keep
आपको
quiet.
शर्म आनी चाहिए।
You should have some
आपको शर्म
manners.
आनी चाहिए इस वक्त।
Shameless.
आप जो विक्टिम्स हैं, आप उनको ना सिर्फ गलत बता रहे हैं, लेकिन नेशनल टीवी पर उनको आप क्या कैसी बात कर रहे हैं? आप कैसी बात कर रहे हैं जब कानूनी प्रक्रिया हो चुकी है? आप कैसे विक्टिम्स को इस तरह बोल सकते हैं? आप कैसे विक्टिम्स को इस तरह बोल सकते हैं सर? आप अपना पक्ष रखिए, लेकिन कुछ सीमाएं मर्यादा की रखनी चाहिए आपको। आप कैसे विक्टिम्स को इस तरह बोल सकते हैं? और आप कह रहे हैं और शांत हो जाइए। आप यहाँ कह रहे हैं आपने झूठ बोला है। आप कह रहे हैं कि उन्होंने इस्तीफा दिया है। ये है रेसलिंग फेडरेशन की वेबसाइट, ये देखिए। आई वांट टू शो दिस इज व्हाट अ रिसर्च टीम हैज ब्रॉट अप। Look at the face of this man. Look at the face of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who's there on the Wrestling Federation website, and he wants us to believe that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh has no power. He has no influence today.
Not just that.
क्या कह रहे हैं आप?
His son is a vice
उनका चेहरा क्यों है रेसलिंग फेडरेशन की वेबसाइट पे? बताइए हमें राकेश सिंह, क्यों है उनका चेहरा?
काम नहीं कर रहे हैं,
क्यों है उनका चेहरा रेसलिंग फेडरेशन की वेबसाइट पे? समझाइए हमें, क्यों है उनका चेहरा?
नहीं, कोई चेहरा नहीं है।
बिल्कुल है, ये रेसलिंग फेडरेशन की वेबसाइट है। ये रेसलिंग फेडरेशन की वेबसाइट है सर, ये रेसलिंग फेडरेशन की वेबसाइट है। और आप चाहते हैं हम सब ये विश्वास करें कि इस आदमी का कोई इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं है? ये कुछ नहीं करेंगे रेसलिंग फेडरेशन में वापस आके?
आप भी बहुत अच्छा नहीं कर रहे हो।
मैं कहता हूँ आज के दिन ब्रिज भूषण शरण जी कुश्ती नहीं देख रहे हैं,
कुछ भी नहीं देख रहे, तो चेहरा क्यों है उनका वेबसाइट पे? समझाइए हमें, नेशनल टेलीविजन पे हमारे दर्शकों को समझाइए कि क्यों है उनका चेहरा।
उसको हटवा देंगे,
उसको बहुत बड़ी मेहरबानी की आपने, उनको हटवा देगा, उनका इन्फ्लुएंस भी हटवा दीजिए। आई वांट टू ब्रिंग इन तहसीन, यू आर मेकिंग अ पॉइंट अबाउट हिज अदर रिलेटिव्स हु आर आल्सो इन द रेसलिंग।
All his relatives.
Please remind Mr. Rakesh Singh.
The Wrestling Federation of India is run by Brij Bhushan Singh. Rakesh ji, please चुप बैठिए. Is run by his relatives.
कांग्रेस को एक परिवार चला रही है,
आरजेडी
को एक परिवार चला रही है, तो सारी सरकार परिवार ही चला रही है। और एक बिहार से है, एक राजस्थान से, एक यूपी से है, तो किसी को दिक्कत क्या इस बात की?
Tehsin, respond to that question of the Congress. I don't know how it compares, but anyway, please respond to him.
I mean, first of all, how does this compare to a political party? But let's assume Congress, RJD, everybody is bad. Does that mean that the BJP MP will also do the same thing that Congress is doing? By that logic, why is Jai Shah there? This is not about Jai Shah or anything else. Brij Bhushan Singh holds undue advantage in the Wrestling Federation. Nobody can touch him. He is a Bahubali. He enjoys privilege, and the way he behaved with your reporter,
Absolutely.
at the airport.
Let's see it once again.
He is a gunda.
Let the whole country see once again the behavior of Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. Let's play out that sequence once again.
आपके खिलाफ अब चार्जशीट दायर हो गई। चार्जशीट में कई सारी चीजें सामने आ रही हैं, 354 AD सब कुछ
मेरे खिलाफ। मेरे पास आपके लिए बोलने के लिए मेरे पास कुछ नहीं।
क्या आप अब इस्तीफा देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा?
इस्तीफा नहीं देंगे?
क्यों दे इस्तीफा? इस्तीफा किस बात की मांग रहे हैं आप?
6 आपके खिलाफ, आप इस तरह से कैसे बात कर सकते हैं? 6 आपके खिलाफ केसेस दायर हो चुके, क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप? 6 केसेस दायर हो चुके जिसमें सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट, और ये भी कहा गया है कि लगातार सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट किया गया। आपने उनको प्रोटीन पाउडर जब दे रहे थे तब भी आपने प्रोटीन सप्लीमेंट देने के इसमें किया गया। हमारे माइक, so this was Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh who just misbehaved with the media persons.
Every time I see that video, every time I get shocked. I cannot believe the arrogance of this individual. Guru Prasad is with me now from Chennai. Yes, Guru Prasad.
Oh, see, I am an ardent fan of BJP and Modi ji. But these are the kind of people who actually, you can see him, the way he behaves to that journalist, the lady journalist. I mean, he has got to be thrown out of the party. Unless something is done like that, we are all ashamed because of this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us and maintaining, in fact, what you see and calling a spade a spade. Pranab is our next viewer joining us from Kolkata. Yes, Pranab.
Yeah, hi, very good evening to all the panelists. Actually, I'm a father of a daughter. She just passed her higher secondary education and wants to learn journalism. But after this incident, what has happened to a lady journalist, I'm actually very confused. Should I actually send my daughter for journalism or no? Firstly. Secondly, I'm very shocked with the reaction by the finance minister. She being a woman, and when a question was asked on this Brij Bhushan issue, she just turned her face around and was saying like she's concentrating on GST. And another question I have for Rakesh Ji is that if this same incident had to happen with her daughter, would he be speaking the same way as he's speaking right now on national TV?
Well, three very pertinent questions. The first one, I can tell you, if you're asking us for our advice, then the best person in our newsroom to answer that right now will be Tejshri. Tejshri, he's very concerned whether he wants his daughter to continue with journalism or not. What would you say? Shouldn't she continue? Because this is what journalists face every day. In this particular case, it's been caught on camera and certainly has been highlighted because it's a high-profile case. But yes, there are threats, there are intimidation, but we soldier on.
Well, she should definitely join journalism, because the point is we were just asking our questions, we were just doing our duty, and that is what we have been told to do. And we were asking our questions, and that we will continue. We will not stop asking questions. If we are right, we will ask questions. He is wrong. We are holding him accountable. We are asking him that what is happening, why is it happening, and how would he respond to it. And if he is behaving in an indecent way, that is his problem, not us. So that's what I will say, that we will not stop doing our work, because we know that what we are doing is right. That is asking questions.
Absolutely. And that is our job. Our job is to ask questions, and we will continue to hold people to account, however powerful they may be. But let me end by asking the question that you put to us a short while ago. Rakesh Singh ji, हमारे दर्शक का एक कॉल था. उनका ये पूछना है कि अगर आपके घर में किसी बेटी के साथ ऐसा बर्ताव हुआ, तो भी आप ऐसे ही बात करेंगे?
अगर मेरी बेटी के साथ ऐसा हो तो मैं उसकी जान निकाल दूं, लेकिन ये झूठ है और ये टीवी पे बैठ के ये लड़कियां बोल रही हैं 18 में कि मेरे साथ ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ, 23 में कहती मेरे साथ सब कुछ हो गया।
अब आप जज है ना,
सबके सामने
अब आप भी जज बन गए। आपने कहा झूठ है तो आप भी जज बन गए। आप दूसरों पे जज बनने का सवाल उठा रहे थे।
अगर मेरी बेटी के साथ ऐसा हुआ, मुझे पता चला।
Amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing to see the hypocrisy here. But let me bring in Abha Singh.
होता ना ये।
Yeah. Let me bring in Abha Singh. Abha Singh. Abha Singh. Yeah. 1 second. Sunita Kodara. I want Abha to come in now. I want Abha Singh to come in now, because Abha Singh just a few moments ago he was accusing us of being a judge.
आप बहुत बड़ी बेवकूफी कर रहे हो।
Yeah.
राकेश जी, आप ये बोल के कि मेरी बेटी के साथ हुआ होता तो मैं उसको जान से मार देता, ये आप अपने हाथ में पूरा न्याय ले रहे हो।
एक मिनट
को
मैडम, औरों को
आप कह रहे हो ये, आप
सुनीता जी, सुनीता कोतारा, let Abha Singh come in. Sunita Kothara, let Abha Singh come in now, please. Yeah, Abha Singh, please.
बैठ के आपने
see the very fact, the basis of justice is that
राकेश जी आपने बोल दिया, आप दूसरों को मौका दीजिए।
That justice should not only be delivered but should also appear to be delivered, and here justice is not appearing to be delivered because he continues to remain an MP, he continues to get the support of the ruling party, and also the people are scared, the wrestlers are scared to speak up because they don't have protection. They are being your journalist is being heckled. The very fact that a journalist is being heckled shows that how brazen he has become. So I think it's time action needs to be taken. He needs to step down. And also what the ICCs are doing, the Internal Complaints Committee clearly shows the Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act has failed miserably.
Absolutely. And on that note, we're completely out of time, but this is not a story that we're going to let go of. This is a story that we're going to continue reporting on, and this is a story on which we're going to continue seeking accountability from the powers that be. Here is an individual whose track record is known. Incidentally, and I didn't mention this through the course of the debate, there are over a dozen cases that this individual faces. Not just back home in UP, but in different parts. There are various high-profile cases and accusations, at least, that he has faced in the past. Yet, he continues to be a member of parliament. Yet, he continues to be, despite this charge sheet, this defiant and this arrogant. Do we deserve such leaders? Simple question that we all must ask ourselves today. Rahul Ishwar, Binay Singh, Rakesh Singh, Zainab Sikandar, Abha Singh, Sunita Kodara, Brinda Adige, Tehseen Pulawala, and last but not the least, the reason that we're having this debate today, Tejshri Purandare, thanks so much for joining us this evening.
The News Hour at 9 will be right back after the break.